Election day. I know I'm a little late to the party here, but I figure for some reason it's all going to work out. You don't know me, but I know you. I had the pleasure of staying a couple days in your beautiful facility downtown, and that's going to be a story for another day. But in regards to the video you did above me, I just felt somebody had to respond and tell you you're full of shit. You are a pathetic excuse for a man. And that uniform that you put on makes you just as much of a man as this shirt makes me Captain America. And that's what's telling you what's wrong with your fucking department. What's wrong with lots of that's going on in this country. And people think I'm crazy. You must think I'm crazy because you're running for a higher office and you can't even do your job downtown. You pathetic piece of shit. Oh, by the way, I'm not a violent man, but I'm going to tell you exactly what people need to tell you. You are no more man, like I said, that I'm Captain America. Let me explain a couple things to you real quick. Most crimes are crimes of passion, right? Isn't that funny how the acronym for that is COP? Because the reality is this. A real man takes responsibility for his actions, just like a parent would in his household, his family. What's happening is a dysfunctional family is in the sheriff's department. You're going to be one of many, by the way. You're just the first one because you're totally delusional. You think, hey, I got all these awards. That's what a woman does. Oh, everybody tells me I'm a great mom. Real dads and real fathers, they don't really need rewards because, the reality is it's a job that we don't get thanked for. Your performance, per se, well, first let's just talk about the video up top. Illegal immigrants. Why don't you just say niggers? Why don't you just say spics? Why don't you say chinks, wetbacks? Why don't you say what's on your mind? You say illegal immigrants, but come on again. Let's go over those words again. Just replace it with niggers, spics, those fucking Mexicans. How about those fucking Arabs? How about those fucking Muslims? That's the disrespect you have for any other person, and that's where you do delusional. Is you actually have the balls to think, hey, the national media is going to put me on, and I want to have this celebrity. That was your biggest mistake, because you're not humble. Somehow you think your shit doesn't stink, and your shit stinks pretty high. And the reality is this. You've had a couple setbacks in the legal arena lately. You're going to get a few coming soon. You're going to hear from me real soon. And by the way, when I do things pretty epic. And so you're going to hear from me really soon. But that's for another day, because today I'm a little behind. And I'm going to tell you something real quick. When you went on TV with that illegal immigrant, and find out what the fuck you're talking about, okay? You might actually want to do some history and realize this. Well, tell you what, I'm going to give you some links so you can do your own history. The reality is if somehow the stupidity of the people around us don't realize the idiot that's sitting in front of them that thinks he's a fucking, somehow you're a man by putting on that uniform, that's your problem. See, your department, you're hiring people too young. You're hiring these young guys, and the reality is I want you to think about something real quick. Why do women want to fuck every fireman out there? But honestly, they don't really want to fuck every police officer, right? The reason why is firemen get into the profession to help people. Police get in to get revenge. Police get in to be, I'm going to be a man, because they aren't really men inside. So they put this uniform on, and all of a sudden, I'm a man. No, you're no more of a man than, like I said, I'm Captain America, and you just proved it by actually going to that video. And the reality is you want to put all these great endorsements, and that kind of tells you something. That, the people that endorse you basically are just basically in bed with you, okay? And the thing is this. I can see through your shit because for some crazy reason, I had the experience that I had to spend some time in your jail, which I never would have done, I guess, before. What a cluster mess. Mental health? Oh, hell. You don't need to be even talking about mental health. You've got some woman down there. In fact, I can tell you who she is. I don't know who she is, but she's a big breast blonde woman who honestly hates men, and she's such a pathetic example of the sheriff. And we'll meet one of these days, trust me, because she's on my mind. If you hate men so much, don't actually be in an environment of men. The reality is you've got some really screwed up operations downtown. It's pretty pathetic. And every one of those suicides you've had, they should be investigated further. So I'm telling you right now, I'm going to open up after this and soon. And if you've had a problem, in the Sacramento Sheriff's Department, you don't think anybody's ever going to believe you. I'm going to believe you, and we're going to actually take care of it. And by the way, I don't settle. The Slaton doesn't settle. I'm going to be in it for the long run. If you think a jury actually just fucked you in the ass a minute ago, you wait to see when I get a hold of you, because I'm going to put all online first, and I'm going to tell you something. You're not the worst of the worst, but you're actually just, you're not a bad man. You're just a bad person right now in the position you are. You don't deserve to be against Army Barry. You don't deserve to be a sheriff. You don't take any responsibility for your shit. And you said, oh, Mr. President, take care of this illegal immigrant problem. And you honestly think that's your problem? Let me ask you a question real quick. Who the fuck just killed a young man? A young mentally ill man. And by the way, oh wait, he was in it for the fight of his life, it was a quote, right? Are you fucking kidding me? So let's just figure out the real quick little lesson we've taught here. If you're fighting a young mental little kid and you're a police officer, the best thing to do is shoot him 3 times. Put 3 little caps in his ass, right? Wow, you just basically put an example out to the community that you keep on telling people that are wrong. And the reality is this. How many of your officers are wrong? They're totally wrong. By the way, you're not even the worst for it. City of Elk Grove, they've got it all fucked up. They're going to be next. But it's just a lack of personal responsibility. And the reality is it's like being a father. You have to take responsibility for everything inside your department. And by the way, you're the first person you look at because you look in the fucking mirror before you look at somebody else. You don't go on TV and go, Mr. President, take care of these legal immigrants. Find out who the fuck you're talking about, number one, first. What you're really saying, by the way, it was classic. You can't tell the difference. Yeah, every black person looks the same to me, and every Mexican looks the same. No, the reality is they all have different names. They all look different to me. Every police officer looks the same to me when they get in a uniform and act like an asshole. Do you understand the philosophy of this? The shit you put out is the shit you get back. Do you understand that? When your officers go out and you know, I created this system called participation in the equation. When something goes wrong in life, look at all the factors. You're a big fucking factor in all these equations. Do you understand that? And let me explain something to you really quick. Your officers go out and treat these young kids with disrespect, okay, because they're black or they're white, or they look bad, or you think they're doing something wrong. And then a month later, when your officers get shot, do you not think that has any correlation to each other? It's what you put in is what you get out. It's pretty simple. It's a recipe. You put good in, you get good out. You put shit in, you're going to get shit out. The reality is you're putting a lot of shit in, and you're getting a ton of shit out. And yet you're blaming it on somebody else, and it's your shit. That's the problem with accountability. If you don't take it, nobody really ever is going to take it for you. Be a fucking man. That uniform is Sacramento Sheriff. Scott Jones isn't that uniform. Scott Jones' integrity is missing. And I'm telling you right now, you have a wake-up call. And that wake-up call is get fucking real, okay? If you don't like my language, you better fucking occupy this real world. Because my language is exactly what you need. I can be very nice. But right now, this does not require nice. This requires reality. And it's that you fucked up a lot. Your officers fuck up a lot. And for those out there who go, you know what? Oh, he's being so absolute. There are some good officers. No. Those good officers know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. Because the reality is this. Too long we've been focusing on, oh, let's just be politically correct. Let's say, oh, you know, overall they're all good. Bullshit. Do you realize something? That's pandering. And you know what? It's getting old. Because your bad apples aren't the ones who pay for the shit. Your good apples are the ones. One bad apple hurts a whole bushel of them. And this officer that actually killed this young man, oh my God, how fucking unreal. Scott, I'm telling you right now, that case is not closed. If that is not fucking investigated, and it should have already been done, do you understand that? You're going to pay for it. And you're going to pay for it anyway. The reality is what comes around goes around. It's karma, okay? And I'm just telling you, karma's coming back. Karma's coming and they're going to look for you. And the reality is that's exactly why I decided to do this today. Because I just imagine that father holding his son in his hand, in his arms, and he called your officer to help him. And at the end of the day, your officer shot the young man 3 times. Do you understand how fucking unreal that is? 3 times. You have kids, Scott. Can you imagine somebody shooting your son 3 times, or your daughter, whatever it may be, because they were having an issue? Mental health. Gosh, that's a great solution. Shoot them 3 fucking times. Do you understand that's the occurrence that's happening all over the United States? And yet, do you realize it's happening right there in front of you and you have no perception? perception in the equation. Your perception is totally missing. You somehow think it's illegal immigrants. No, it's that fat ass Scott sitting in that chair right there, thinking that his fat ass head isn't responsible for this fat ass problem. Do you understand what I'm talking about? You are no more of a sheriff, like I said, than you're a man. Because at this point right now, you're a pussy. And you're pussing out everything. Man up, Scott. Because the reality is this isn't the first. I'm coming back for all that other shit. You know, you think I'm crazy? No, I'm pissed. But I'm pissed in a good way. Because I'm the kind of guy that you don't want to actually literally piss off. Because I'm not a violent person. I could be, but I'm not. But I do things because I don't like to actually literally keep having to do that same shit over. And you know what? This is just the beginning. This is the crude cut. And yet, when you realize how much your department's going to be on the hook for, man, I'm not motivated by money. But I'm telling you right now, I'm going to make it hurt. I'm going to make it so that it actually changes shit. Do you understand that? And so, understand, I forgive everybody involved in it. But there's actions, there's actually consequences to your actions. Let me just, in closing, kind of give you an idea of your mental health policy and in my experience in your jail. First of all, what a fucking waste of taxpayers' money. You guys have way too many staff, way too much anything right there, so much condescending. You're just being released. What is it? We were released at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock in the morning? Didn't get fucking out of there until 9 o'clock at night? How fucking unreal was that? Because your fat-ass, stupid, lazy officers sitting around looking at their phones and yak, yak, yak. There's no priority. And you put all these people in a cell, and you actually think that that's respectful and that's not cruel or unusual punishment. Do you understand that? Let's see. First getting there, and there's something on the wall that says, if you have mental illness or something, let the officer know. And there, I had to be in this cell with this young man who thought he was going to fuck a dragon, or a dragon was going to fuck him, or somehow it was going to be a dragon origin, everybody was going to fuck, I don't know. But he was a young man, kept on asking for help. Your officers kept ignoring him. I think it was 6 times, I believe, right? I think it was an Officer Garcia that walked in. I said, hey, this guy wants to fuck a dragon wants to fuck him. You might want to get him mental health. And your officer condescendingly looked at me and said, mind your own business. I remember telling him, that is my business. And you know, then Garcia actually stepped in and took him out of there. It shouldn't have had to be me. That officer should have done his fucking job, okay? It's not like he has anything else to do, right? Now, after that, asking why I was being held, of course, nobody fucking knew, right? Went into another cell, stripped down, bent over, you know, look at my ass. Hell, look at my ass anything you want, right? I'd probably bend over, show it to you right now, so you can kiss my fucking ass, right? And then how fucking amazing that I got put in a cell, laid on a ground, right, of concrete floor, I think overnight, probably. Very rarely saw any of your officers, right? With probably about 20 other guys. Oh, there's the hardened criminals in Sacramento. They were just, oh my gosh, prison tattoos, right? Bullshit. They were normal guys who basically were in the same position as me. What a fucking mess you have down there. And then getting thrown in, and then, you know, not knowing when you're getting released. Your officers thinking that they actually somehow are worth more than anybody else because they have a uniform on. And yet, guess where it comes from? It comes from you. Okay? You're going to learn real soon. The reality is you don't need any money for mental health. You guys are causing mental health issues, right? And you guys actually aren't even writing the money. And by the way, you're going to see down a little further, I included quite a few of your real actually accomplishments. What was it? Misappropriating funds? Yeah, no problem. Like $12 million, I think. Was $6 or $12 million. Overspending funds, right? The Stingray. Somewhere I got some papers where you can explain to the public about your confidential agreement with the FBI, okay? I've gotten that. What about your information, all the money that's been given to you for this Valley High Task Force and stuff? I'm going to be posting that soon, too. You can answer to the community about that, right? You answer to California and the citizens, right? But yet you have agreements with other people? Bullshit. You understand that? This is not a police state. There's going to be a change coming soon. And yet you're going to be on the other side of it if you don't actually get smart. And I think you're a smart man. And this isn't personal. This is just business. You're running a business downtown. You're running a business that you don't have any right to run right now because you don't know what the fuck you're doing. And yet, I'm telling you right now, somehow I think it'll work out, but you've got to actually man up. You've got to probably go and figure out where your balls are. You got to find out where they are. You got to let them drop a little bit and go through puberty and start becoming a fucking man. Just because you actually look like a man, you got to be a man. And that means you actually stand up and you put up and you actually literally take accountability for the shit that you caused. And I'm telling you, you think you want to replace Omni Berry. You are a reflection of exactly what's wrong with politics in this country. where you basically do a fuck up job in your last job, and you think you actually get a hire. And yeah, I'm telling you, I realized today, looking at your history, why. You know, you were a lawyer, then you become officer. You've never actually, literally, it looked like, had a bad time in your life. You've never fallen. You're going to fall soon. The reality is you have no empathy for those people that you think you're better than. The reality is they're better than you. I would take any one of those criminals that you actually prosecute over you in a heartbeat. You know why? Because they're real and you're fake. You're plastic. And I'm telling you, just because the media wanted to highlight you, you know, there's this thing called attention-seeking saints. They're asses, and you're an ass. Okay. The reality is I have them in my family. I call them the attention-seeking Slatons. Okay. I have a sister that's an ass. I have a dad that's an ass. Trust me, I know an ass when I see an ass. Okay. But you know, I also know bullshit. You can smell it. I can see it. I can see it from afar. You know, my initials are BS. I would say I'm full of bullshit. My dad's full of bullshit. You know, the reality is I was raised having to deal with people's shit. And I'm telling you right now, dealing with shit just seems to be something I'm tired of, but I'm good at. And I'm telling you, you're full of shit. You're full of shit. You smell like shit. You look like shit. Everywhere you look at shit. So you need to actually probably check yourself before you wreck yourself. Next time you stand up in front of the camera, be a man. Don't be a shit. Okay? Take a shower. Look clean. That uniform you just made look like shit, smell like shit. It just reeks from you. And yeah, I'm telling you what you need to hear, because I'm not one of those guys that's going to tell you, oh, you just look pretty, here's an award. No, the reality is being a man, you know, sometimes you don't get an award. That's part of being a man. You give rewards to women, you know, to make them feel good. You know, right now, you're pretty much a pussy, okay? And we don't need a pussy actually being in front of our, you kind of have to be a man. Whether you're a woman who's running the sheriff, a woman can actually be a man. The reality is it's not a matter of sex, it's a matter of having, you know, size matters. You know, size of your balls, size of your Johnson for that matter, you know? And the reality is you don't have much that you're portraying. You're portraying that you're kind of a eunuch, okay? So I'm telling you right now, if you take that bad, I don't care how the fuck you feel. The facts are the facts. If, you know, if I cared how you feel, I'd be Dr. Phil. Go on Oprah and talk about how you feel. The reality is I'm telling you the way it is. Get your shit in order. Okay? And you know what? Disregard. I'm not attached to you accepting what I say. I'm not attached to you actually thinking anything I say is right. It's going to all come out eventually. You look at the shit that you're actually, look at your history. And I'm going to keep on bringing it up. So the reality is this. Good luck today. It's not going to be much, I can tell you. But you probably need to go look in the mirror and figure out who the fuck you really are. Because what I see is just a big, steaming pile of shit. Have a good day. Good luck.